And welcome to another video of my personal project product presentation series. And in this video I will be showing you the models I made for Iron Man. First of all, here's some information about Iron Man himself. His real name is Tony Stark, and he's also called the Iron Avenger, the Mechanic, Iron Man, or Merchant of Death, which he was called formerly. He's a billionaire and has genius level intellect, and he's an expert engineer, master combatant, and an expert tactician. He is the CEO, sorry, he was the CEO of Stark Industries, which is a leading company in inventions, technology, and formerly weapons. He was captured on a weapons demonstration trip in Afghanistan by terrorists. He was injured by missile shrapnel, and that missile he was injured by was made by his own company. And he was in captivity for 3 months. The terrorists forced him to build a really destructive missile, but instead he builds an electromechanical suit of armor and uses it to escape. When he comes back to America, he shuts down the weapons manufacturing division of Stark Industries since he had a change of heart and realized what destruction his weapons were causing. And then he develops a better version of the Iron Man suit. His high-tech suit of armor grants the has armored plating, and it grants him speed, agility, ability to fly, and durability. He vowed to change his ways and protect the world. He is the founding member and the co-leader of the Avengers. Here's a picture of the arc reactor, which is embedded in the chest of the Iron Man suit of armor. And here's some information about arc reactor. Tony Stark was injured by the missile, which he made himself. I mean, more like his company made it. When he was captured by terrorists, the missile sent small shrapnel in his chest. His fellow cellmate, Ho Yinsen, made a electromagnet which kept the shrapnel away and kept the shrapnel from entering his heart. Stark made a miniaturized version of the arc reactor. He had invented a bigger version in which powered his factory. And the arc reactor kept the shrapnel out of his heart. It is a clean source of energy and can produce huge amounts of energy. It was used to power the first Iron Man suit for about 15 minutes. When he returned home, he made a lot of improvements to the arc reactor so that it could power the improved version of the Iron Man suit for longer periods of time. But the palladium core used in the arc reactor started to poison him. He rediscovered an element which was safe for him, and also could run the uh, arc reactor much better. The new arc reactor has a diameter of about 10 centimeter, and it is embedded in Stark's chest cavity where the missile shrapnel struck him. And now I will show you the model I made. Here's the arc reactor model I made. And like, okay, here's one thing I should tell you about Inventor. The thing is that at many times, like, this is actually supposed to be transparent and glass. But the thing is that when you're working in Inventor, you just kind of work with, if you give some appearance to a specific model, it's just there so that you know that how the specific thing looks like. And it's real. And but if we, as since I told you that Autodesk Inventor is used for symbolization and visualization of products, you can do that here if you go to the realistic, if you go choose realistic view, and then you can like start ray tracing it, which is it renders it, which renders the model so that it looks realistic as in what it will look in real life. But when you are rendering it, you cannot actually work with it. That's just for viewing purposes, and it takes a long time and takes a lot of computer power. So you have to work with the material and appearance you have normally. So therefore this is supposed to be transparent, but it isn't. I mean, it doesn't look like that. But if I ray trace it and wait for it to do it completely, which might take like 10 or more than that minutes, so then it will look realistic. And that was one of the problems with the criteria I created. Like, the models should look realistic. I mean, some of the models still look realistic without the rendering, but some of them don't. So that's a problem. Yeah. So anyway, so this is the model I made. This is around 10 centimeter in diameter, and also this is it's about 1.5 centimeters thick. And since it had a new triangular core, I mean, the core for this arc reactor, instead of peridium, it was a new element, and that element had a and that element had a triangular piece. Yeah, so that's how it looks like. And this portion is supposed to, in the movies, and as I made it, it's supposed to be transparent so that it goes and covers the triangular core here. And also, like, since I did not have any access to the internal structure of the model, uh, so I had to just make up some things according to that. So you see this, so you see the you probably see this the surface with lots of holes in it. I just made it like as some, so that I have something to show in the, so the arc reactor had something inside it. And also, yeah, the challenging part about making this model was making this area, this part and the triangular core, because it had, I have found dimensions which was really accurate, and I was able to make it, but it took a long time sketching it, so I had it perfectly. And also one more problem with this thing was that, just a sec, I will show you. Yeah, here are the dimensions for the arc reactor, but the thing is that these things you probably you cannot see them in the model. It's because they're supposed to be under a specific layer, and that's the problem with it. In this dimension, everything is superimposed, so it looks like it's on the same layer when it isn't. I saw the clip from the movie, and it isn't. Everything's on different levels, so I had some hard time figuring that out. And as I told you that Yes, as I told you that I was planning on making an Iron Man arc reactor thing, so Iron Man suit helmet. So I did try to make this thing, and that is not my work. It looks really beautiful, but it is not my work. I downloaded this model from a website called GrabCAD, and I thought that maybe I could, if I have this model, I could try and reverse engineering it, so I have a Iron Man helmet of my own. And I will also learn the technique as how to reverse engineer. But the problem with this was that you can see that this is a really complex shape and has lots of curves and curved safe surfaces. So for that, in Inventor, there's a technique called surfacing. So using different planes, you create these curved surfaces, and that's the problem, because surfacing will take, just learning the trick for surfacing will take huge amounts of time, and I did not have much time because I had to create that much, like around 8 models, and also assemble them, and also do the other stuff for the personal project. So I did not do that, and I did try to make a Mark 1 helmet. This is a helmet from the suit which he created in the cave, and since it did not look good and I did not find some dimensions for it, so I had to drop the whole idea of making a helmet. But I do use this helmet in the final model where everything it is, but this is not my work. I have acknowledged that in the report. So that was the Iron Man arc reactor, and I hope you like this video, and please subscribe and like the video if you think it deserves a like. Thank you very much, and please be sure to check out the next video in the series. Thank you.